Welcome to another film breakdown. If you're new here, my name is Michael, and today we have Oregon defensive tackle Jamaree Caldwell. Now, Jamaree Caldwell is just a throwback player. He is a grinded out one tech, 6'2", 332 pounds. So you're going to look at his athletic testing for the combine and look at him compared to three techs that are, 50 pounds lighter in some cases. And you're going to say, well, those guys tested better than he did. Yeah, the dude is 50 pounds heavier. Just let him cook in the middle. He has such a broad frame. 6'2", 332, 32-inch arms, so the arm length isn't crazy. But what is crazy is the amount of space he takes up in the middle. And he's big, but I do think he's nimble enough in game where he can maneuver tight quarters, he can shed blocks, he can move relatively well in the trenches. And once he explodes out of that stance, he just has force behind his hands. And he really just hits the shoulders of the offensive lineman and definitely stuns them. Double teams are really no match for Caldwell. He's able to get low enough where both offensive linemen can't corral him, and he squeezes through despite being so massive. He can displace one guy while squeezing by another, and all of a sudden he's home free. I do think he has been working on his pass rush back to his Houston Cougar days in 2022. And ever since then, I think he's steadily improved as a pass rusher, uh, all coming back to this past season at Oregon. He maintains a great gap integrity. He collects blocks. He's a block collector. Guys like Bryce Betcher, Jeffrey Bassa, they all ate in terms of tackles because Jamaree Caldwell was just keeping them so unbelievably clean. I do think that Caldwell realistically could play the three tech. I just don't think there's any need for it. And I do think he would give up a bit of athleticism at that position. I do think where he is best at is odd man front, interior defensive lineman, and then you've got two defensive ends next to him. I think that's where he would eat because he does so well to collect the blocks on the interior, whether it be two guys or three guys, while letting his linebackers come down and make a play. Then the guys on the edge can eat. He does, in terms of negatives, I don't have a ton. It's I guess it's the lack of movement skills that makes him strictly a one tech, in my opinion. I think he can play three tech in some situations. If you put him into an even man front scheme in the NFL, I think if the three tech needs to come off for whatever reason, Caldwell has no problem going to three tech. But I don't really see a situation where he needs to do that. Even if the three tech comes out, bring in a different three tech. I also want to see him rely more on his upper body movement skills versus just upper body strength. Too often he's only coming in saying bull rush, bull rush, bull rush, when I want him to get active hands, shed blocks, move around with athleticism. I know that's not the name of his game, but it would add a different dimension to it. And like I said, ever since he got to Houston out of, I believe it was Independence Community College, he has been steadily improving that pass rush ability. And so I think he's only going to get better, but his pass rush is not where I would personally like it to be from an elite defensive tackle prospect. So I wanted to take a look at the Penn State game, and the first play I want to show is his ability to turn the shoulder and win that way. It's almost like he's like Pink Panther, like sliding through the gaps, and he's just trying to get by here. And he turns his shoulder, tries to get the blocker's grip off of him, and he moves through. Right here, here's Caldwell. He doesn't get his hands on the quarterback, but he does force an early throw. And the thing that I want to just point out is the technique in the trenches to turn the shoulder and get into the pocket. He's just such a mountain of a human, and so often offensive linemen are just completely overwhelmed by his size, his movement ability at his size. And I just want to show that here. He's playing in the Big Ten championship game against a very good Penn State football team, and there is nothing they can do. Just splits the double team, and he gets in Drew Allar's face, makes him step up, and eventually throw a bad ball that nearly led to an interception. Even when Caldwell isn't getting credit for the tackle, he does such a good job of sealing off rushing lanes and making ball carriers bounce to a lane that they didn't want to take and that is likely going to be more challenging for them. And it just leads to such easy tackles for his teammates. And he just closes that interior lane off, and his teammates are allowed to make the tackle right in front of him. I do wish that Caldwell would finish more reps than he does. A lot of times he gets in the mix in the backfield, and a big play opportunity kind of seems to slip through the cracks. But I mean, his ability to get into the backfield at all on this play that I'm about to show you is so impressive, and I wouldn't even say that the missed tackle is his fault. Caldwell's just going to long arm the offensive lineman, get into the backfield, and Nick Singleton does a great job to cut across Caldwell's body, and then he just kind of bounces off Caldwell's midsection, and then that's why Caldwell misses the tackle. But I think Caldwell completely sealed off the lane that Singleton wanted to attack. Maybe Caldwell's 40 time wasn't up to your standards. Well, luckily, he's not on offense running routes, so he'll be okay. Let's take a look at his movement skills in open space here against Ohio State. Jamaree Caldwell right here. To screen pass. Let's locate Caldwell right here. Big man! Throwing down the wide receiver. That's a big boy getting out in space outside the numbers to make a play. What? Follow him. He's running. He's bumbling. He's stumbling. And he's bringing down Emeka Egbuka. I think a lot of the missed opportunities, which are a problem, if he converted on half of these missed opportunities, I think he would be thought of as a round two guy. I mean, there's nothing not to like about him except for those, in my opinion. Caldwell here gets into the backfield and eventually gets right at Will Howard, just didn't take the right angle to finish the tackle, and it allows for a gain of yards by the Buckeyes. I think Jamaree Caldwell is a dog. I mean, I was just texting my dearest pal, and I was telling him that there is not a single thing that I dislike about Jamaree Caldwell. The only thing that I would say is the missed opportunities. And yeah, those are unfortunate, but you're never going to get a guy that completes every tackle, especially a 332 pounder. You're asking him to get every tackle in open space. You're being unrealistic. And he gets a lot of tackles in open space. I just showed you one with Emeka Egbuka. So, and even getting that pressure to allow for his teammates to finish the play, I think he's a really good player. And I think a team's going to get a steal in day 3 if he falls that far. I really do. I think he can start as a rookie. He's just such a massive presence, and he has great movement skills for his size. So, I appreciate you guys watching. Let me know your thoughts on Jamaree Caldwell. If you want to subscribe, I have a ton more of these videos on my channel, and I'm coming out with a good couple handfuls more in the coming days. So feel free to watch those and give this one a like. I love you very much. Accomplish your dreams. We've got Carl here. He's saying goodbye with his one eye. And I will see you next time. Later.